Hey everybody, it's Dr. Bruce Guillory here with Health Source Chiropractic in Atascocita, Texas. Today's Thursday. It is September the 17th of 2020, and this is my normal Thursday message coming out to you guys via email, or you might be seeing it on our social media fronts this morning. If you're only getting on the social media fronts, then I want to encourage you to contact our office and let us get you on our email list. We're not going to load up your email boxes with stuff every single day. We're going to send you out some information once or twice a month. Actually, right now it's about once a week. It seems like there's always a lot of stuff, information to get out to you guys, and I think it's worthwhile. And we're always going to on the email have an attachment that is a healthy recipe of the week to share with you, plus other updates and tidbits that are going on here in Health Source of Atascocita. So anyway, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Happy Thankful Thursday. And we always call it Thankful Thursday here, and we like to focus on things that we are grateful for the day and in our lives, and get our focus on that instead of all the junk that just gets in our face all too regularly and too easily, just because life throws it at you pretty quickly and fiercely sometimes. So I want to tell you something, though. Oftentimes I talk about stress and reducing the effects of stress in our life. And I read a really, really interesting article yesterday, and I think I posted it onto social media at some point too. But the article was titled "The Silver Lining of Pandemic Stress." The silver lining of pandemic stress, and I thought it was really interesting, and it gave me kind of a new take on this pandemic and its effect in our lives with regards to stress. Too much stress over too long a period of time, we know is detrimental to our health. Massive amounts of stress, whether it's job loss of a loved one, things like that. But in many ways, stress makes us better as long as it's not an overwhelming sort of stress. Think about building a muscle. When we work out, we're literally stressing that muscle, and its response is to get bigger and stronger and more resilient. Our minds can be the same way. And this whole article spoke about the fact that learning to live through and in a pandemic, as we're all having to do right now, can be one of those things that makes our brains stronger. It makes our brains more resilient. It makes us less prone to things like dementia and Alzheimer's and things of that nature, because we have to start learning things. We can do one of two things. When we get hit with these stressful situations, we can sit back and let life happen to us, or we can figure out how we're going to make this work in the best way possible. And that's what I think a lot of us have begun to do. There are still some people that are not doing that are just cooped up and scared to do anything at all. And let me encourage you, if that's you, I'm not knocking you. I want to encourage you, though, to start trying to find some ways to deal a little bit better with this pandemic, because you know what, the virus is still here. It's not going away anytime soon. We've got to learn to live with this. We have to get innovative. We have to learn how to communicate and connect with people in ways that we never thought of before. And I don't mean just with texts and Zoom calls. One of the things that you can do is, if you want to connect with somebody, is go have a small gathering outside with a couple of friends in your driveway. Order pizza, whatever it may be. Make it a healthy pizza if you can, but order some food or cook. Get the grill out there in the driveway and invite some neighbors over or some friends, and you guys sit outside. You can social distance outside and hang out together and enjoy company and connect again. And that's so important. My point of all this is not to give you a bunch of tips on how to connect with people. My point in all this is understand that the virus is real and it's here, and the pandemic is ongoing. But understand that we have a resiliency built into us. We have a resiliency built into our minds, that if we use it, it's going to help us become better as people. It's going to help us become stronger mentally. It's going to reconnect us with folks and maybe help us get past some of the anxiety and stress and even depression that may be occurring due to having to live life in a pandemic. So find ways. Challenge yourself. Let me challenge you. Find some ways to start dealing in a more healthy way with this pandemic. Don't let it beat you up. And I want you to understand something. I read this saying in a book that I'm reading, and the saying is, a warrior's destiny is greater than his wounds. A warrior's destiny is greater than his wounds. What does it have to do with this? Well, guys, we've kind of been beat up with this pandemic thing. We've been either scared, or maybe we've known people that have been sick, or maybe we ourselves got sick from it, or what have you. Those are our wounds. So we've been wounded, but our destiny is not our wounds. Our destiny is greater than our wounds. And our destiny is to innovate. Our destiny is to strengthen ourselves and become even more resilient. And by doing that, from a mental standpoint, we're going to make new neurons connect, because we're going to find new ways of doing things. We're going to start asking ourselves the question, how can we do this better? How can we do this better? Asking the right questions, because if you ask the wrong question, it's like, man, when is this ever going to end? Are we ever going to be able to get out of this? when am I ever going to be able to see my friends again? When am I going to be able to go watch a movie? Those are bad questions. Those are disempowering questions. Let's ask the right questions. How can we do this bigger, better, and in a way that strengthens us and touches other people and reconnects us with the world? So I just want to encourage you today as we go through this pandemic. I'm not saying to go out and have, a backyard barbecue with 400 people or something like that, or in your house with a big party or some of some sort. I'm not saying to do that. Be smart about this. We need to kind of watch how we connect and interact with people. But let's learn to be resilient. Let's ask the right questions, like how can we do this better? What can we do to make this a better situation? How can I reconnect with my friends in a good, safe way that is good for them and good for us? Ask those questions. When you ask the right questions, you start getting better answers. So that's my preaching for the day. Hope it is a little bit encouraging to you, and I hope you can put that stuff to use as soon as possible. Let's give you a couple updates. Man, every time I turn around, I want to tell you guys about the Mojo Feet thing and how we're going to be able to evaluate people's arches of their feet and provide good custom fit orthotics. I keep running into struggles left and right. I really do, kind of out of my control. First thing that happened was the first unit that got here had been damaged in shipping and was unusable. Mojo Feet was awesome and shipped us one immediately again. It got here and there was a challenge with one of the switches not working well, so it was unusable. So we're now waiting on another one. I'm not going to promise you when this is going to happen because I thought it was going to happen a month ago, and we're running into some challenges here, and we're having to ask the questions, how can we do this better? So we're trying to figure that out. So I'm just going to let you know we're going to work on it, but I'm not going to promise anything until we get this unit up and running and we are fully trained on it. And we'll let you know because we are excited about the opportunity to serve our community in this way. All right, so what else is going on here? We have normal office hours for a while here. I'll be taking off for a seminar in October. I'll give you guys heads up on that way ahead of time. We have hired two part-time individuals, and if you've been into our office recently, you might have seen them. One is Jack. He works in the mornings typically, and the other one is Kennedy. She works in the afternoons. Two fantastic young folks. We're so excited to have them on our team, and we're going to spend some time doing some training with them this morning. We're kind of pumped about that. It's going to allow us to be able to serve you guys more efficiently and effectively also. And as we continue to grow here, thanks to y'all's referrals and things like that, thank you guys so much for that. I can't say that enough. So we'll be in the office today, Thursday, all day long, not all day long, all the way from 2 o'clock until about 6 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow, of course, is half day Friday where we are working only until noon. So keep that in mind. Still doing our Pay It Forward program where you can refer people into us for a $29 consultation and examination. And we'll take some of that money and donate it to Family Time, the shelter for battered women and the children that are here in our community. So we're excited about continuing to pay it forward in that regard. And we're continuing to revamp and learn more about the better ways to run our rehab program and stronger and better exercises for you guys. It'll get you even better results. We continue to try to stay on the cutting edge of that. So I hope that encourages you guys. If you need us, give us a call today at 281-852-5600. If you're checking this out on an email, look below. We're going to have a recipe for, I can't remember what it is right now, but we've got a great healthy recipe down there. So click on that, and if you use it, let us know how it turned out and if you made some changes to it so we can maybe do that on our own as well. You guys have an amazing day. Remember, challenge yourself to ask the right questions. How can you deal with this pandemic in a better and healthier way? If you are feeling overwhelmed, 2 quick tips. 1, slow, deep breaths. Schedule that into your day. Slow, deep breaths. Second thing, it is Thankful Thursday. I cannot stress enough how important it is to cultivate the mentality of gratitude for what you've got in your life. If we can do that, it takes our mind off the junk and the crap that's happening in the world, and makes sure that we are focused on the good things that are going on in our world. And one last tip that I give often, stay off of media a lot more than you currently are. Social media, TV, etc. Remember, most of that stuff is junk food for your mind. It's not good for you. Fill your mind with great stuff. Hey, again, this is Dr. Guillory. You guys have a great Thursday. We'll catch up with you all soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.